All right. Everyone ready to roll?
Yes.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to OK Bud, the podcast where everything's going to be okay, bud. I'm Ben Kissel on Instagram at BenKissel1, as always, joined by Jerry Aquino.
Hello.
At Miss_Jerry, Jerii, and Kyle Plouffe.
Hey.
At Kyle Plouffe. Check out the Instagram, or check out, I'm sorry, not our Instagram.
Yeah.
Check out our Patreon, patreon.com/diebud.
Please.
You can watch every episode live and comment. Also, if you want to shoot us an email, okbudpod@gmail.com, and let us know your thoughts. Thanks for all the dog pics and the very, very kind messages that we receive.
Yes.
All right, let's start today's episode with an update.
Whoa.
Let's get an update.
Everything we say is going to be true. It's April 1st, which means it's April Fool's Day, but we don't celebrate because every damn day in this country is April Fool's Day. So today we're keeping it straight.
Yep.
Whoa.
Call me April, because I am a fool.
Absolutely. And a
Yep.
beautiful reporter from the TMNT universe.
Yes.
Speaking of beautiful, your crush, I'm referring to Jerry's.
No. It's not a crush. It's just an honorary vigilante, bud.
That's very true. Luigi Mangione.
Yes.
His case has made it all the way up to the most powerful attorney in town. That is AG Pam Bondi. She obviously works with the Trump department, and she has said if he is found guilty, she will push specifically for the death penalty.
Whoa.
So this might be it for Luigi Mangione. He's fighting for his life.
Dude, why does that look like Sandra Bullock playing her in a role?
You know, it's tough to tell who's real, who's not
Is
real.
that Hillary Swank?
That's our real life Attorney General.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that funny?
Cool. I mean, no, that's fine. She doesn't look like herself in that photo, I guess.
Yeah.
Still really messed up that she's going for the death penalty.
She's going for the death penalty. She announced this past Tuesday that she is going to direct federal prosecutors to seek the death penalty for his alleged premeditated, cold-blooded assassination
Okay.
that shocked America.
Okay, first of all, to call it a cold-blooded assassination is just wordplay.
I'm not here for the weather report.
Yeah,
Hey, Pam.
I mean, seriously, cold-blooded, assassinated. But if it was like someone else, it would have been just like an accidental, like a shooting. I mean, we all know it was premeditated,
Yeah.
and he wanted to do it.
Right.
But I also feel like because he's been getting so much slack with the audiences of America falling in love with him, they're just like going down petty lane, going like harsher thing after harsher thing after harsher thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't lukewarm-blooded. They're going full cold-blooded.
They're going full cold now.
Full reptilian.
Which, of course, is what many people believe the healthcare industry is, cold-blooded when it comes to helping their family members and themselves
Yeah.
survive in this horrific
It's not like it was an innocent man.
healthcare system. Absolutely. So in the statement, Bondi offered sympathy for Thompson. Obviously, that is the victim here. She says, an innocent man and father of 2 young children was killed. After careful consideration, I have directed federal prosecutors to seek the death penalty.
Oh, boy.
In this case, as we carry out President Trump's agenda to stop violent crime and make America safe again.
Well, also, yeah, but also as well as a father of 2 kids, didn't he also like aid and abet in a very powerful way and control the sickness and diseases and just controlling insurance for a bunch of people that don't get to have it and have to suffer?
United Healthcare's entire thing was just like, hold off, deny the claim. At some point, they'll die. And they'll stop asking.
Yeah, so make America safe again. Is it safer with one vigilante or an entire system that is just trying to make money and let everyone die?
We got to fix the system. Mangione, if killed by the state, I think he would become a martyr in many ways.
He would absolutely become a martyr. They do not want to kill this guy. They really don't.
Also, isn't life in prison? I always say this. That is a death penalty.
Yeah, it really is.
If you're Luigi Mangione, it's just like, oh, no, I don't get to spend 70 years in the federal penal system.
Right.
Like, death is the best possible way out.
You just get taken out.
Indeed.
This is more of like a lifelong purgatory sentence, which is worse than death.
Oh my God, it would be awful.
You're just like hanging out waiting to die, knowing that you're never going to see the outside of those walls. That's depressing.
I've been watching my lockup program that I love so much.
Which is your lockup program?
They go inside the U.S. prison system. And they were speaking with somebody who was in solitary confinement for, I think, 7 years. And his brain was gone.
He's like, hoodoo.
Yeah, he was great. It was like Arkham Asylum. And so if they really wanted to torture Luigi, that would be where they would put him.
Well, it looks like he's already getting tortured. I mean, this photo that we're looking at of him, what is going on here?
He's screaming. He's yelling.
He looks like he's hissing.
Yeah, he might be turning into a cat.
I wonder what the context of that photo is.
You don't know me.
Right.
You don't know me.
Well, I don't think you spread out your teeth that wide for you don't know me.
Right.
Well, you say me.
Yeah, okay. It could have been stuck on the me. Anyway.
Bondi goes on to say, Mangione's actions involve substantial planning and premeditation, and because the murder took place in public with bystanders nearby, it may have posed a grave risk of death to additional persons. But I will give him some aiming credit. First of all, the gun was a strange gun. I don't think he could have mowed a lot of people down with it.
Yeah.
And second of all, he had very specific words on each bullet, so every bullet had a message.
Wow.
And I don't think he was going willy-nilly
Remind
trying to kill anybody.
me of those
What was it?
words.
Resist. What were the 3 words again?
It was like
Where-
deny, defend, depose.
Something like that.
Something
Yeah.
like that.
What-
And yeah, he was definitely aiming dead at his target that he absolutely knew was it. You can see the photo is just like whoop, straight on. Wasn't even far away.
Absolutely not. According to his defense attorney, they say by seeking to murder Luigi Mangione, Manju squeeze on me, the Justice Department has moved from the dysfunctional to the barbaric.
Yeah.
So it's barbaric.
It is barbaric.
And now I believe you're allowed to tell or request the government kill you by firing squad. So isn't that nice?
Hey.
Right. That's an insane thing to even say. I would like to be requested to be killed by firing squad.
I think that's what I would do.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the electrocution doesn't seem to really like work super fast.
Why do they call it a firing squad, though? There's no fire involved.
Right. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Maybe that would be a good way. Just no, because the firing,
Yeah, I mean,
the fire.
you know Leonardo DiCaprio in that movie, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood,
Yes.
the flame thing.
Mhm.
When I hear firing squad,
Yeah.
I see that in my head.
I want a
And
flamethrower.
I'm like, why did you choose to go that way?
Well, Elon Musk sells them, so I mean, they could just get them from him.
That's insane.
Then people will be mad at him again.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on. But speaking of, continue to speak of healthcare.
Okay.
So a new list has come out, and we now officially know the fattest cities in America.
Oh boy, they're all in the Midwest.
No, they're all in the South.
Oh well, that makes sense.
Yeah. There's a lot of large plates, really large portions down there. I get very overwhelmed.
So the fattest place in America, it is in McAllen, Texas. There you go.
Yep, large. Where everything's bigger in Texas. That's what they say, right?
That's what they say, including the dumps, because everyone's fairly large. No, Minnesota, when it comes to the Midwest, they're 95th. So you got to get on your game, Minnesota. Start popping more cheese.
No, don't do that.
Milwaukee, Wisconsin, they're 65th. So the Midwest is coming in, but it is the South that is really just lost their minds when it comes to weight.
Yeah.
So are there any cities at all, any like urban kind of popular spots that are on the list at all?
Not really. Not too many urban areas. In McAllen, Texas, 45% of the population is overweight or obese.
Oh, boy.
So that's a lot.
Yeah.
And then there's Little Rock, Arkansas, where again, almost half are obese.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's where Bill Clinton's from, so that's why he's a chubby chaser.
Oh, I see. Trying to just kind of play with what you can get there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, they say that medical obesity, it costs the American people $190 billion a year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Because you got to go to the doctor and be like, I'm all fat.
Yeah.
And then the doctor looks at you and then he
He's
makes
like, you can't be, you're fat, right? You can't be fat.
yeah. He's like, that's gross for a lot of people. and it's not healthy.
It's not good for you. No, it's probably the latter. Probably be like, hey, that's not like great for you.
Yeah.
Right.
But what's worse is that you have United Healthcare.
Absolutely. And so we can't even treat you.
Yeah, we're not doing shit for you.
That's my favorite thing about that 600-pound life show is the doctor is really funny.
Yeah.
Because he's always just like, one woman was like, he's like, you haven't lost any weight. And the woman's like, I'm retaining water.
Yeah.
And then he looked at her, he's like, so that's all water? That's all water weight? It's like, yeah, it's all water. And then he's like, well, you shouldn't eat. And then she said, I got to eat something. And he says, you ate enough for 4 years.
Yeah.
So you don't need to eat for like 4 years.
Wow.
Literally.
That's really messed up.
Yeah, could live off the energy of her own fat.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I'm self-sustaining.
You're your own buffet.
I'm a complete system.
Yeah. You can survive off of yourself for years.
Yeah.
They say in the land of the bland, the man with one eye is king. In the land of the obese, and you're starving in the desert, I'm good.
Yeah.
It's all them skinnies that are gonna die soon and first.
Drink my sweat.
Oh God. Ew, that's gross.
So congratulations, McAllen, Texas. You're the fattest place in the country.
Which again is not to be said in a fat shaming way because
No, I think
we're not here to body shame. I think everyone's beautiful.
they're proud of it.
And you can be proud of it, but you can also just just like be healthy. And it's also a really stark contrast to the way everyone else in the world seems to live. Everyone else outside of America seems to be kind of relatively like petite in length too.
I was watching this fantastic competitive eating documentary on Kobayashi and Joey Chestnut.
Oh, that's right. And then there's those guys.
Yeah.
Yes. And Kobayashi said when he first came to the States for the Coney Island July 4th celebration, he said, I've never seen people so large.
Yeah.
And he was like, I thought it was like mythical because people talk about Americans like we're huge because we're all huge and stuff.
Yeah.
And then when he saw them for the first time, he was like, I didn't know if they could eat more than me. I was so scared. I was in awe.
I was scared.
And then it turns out he just plowed through them with 50 hot dogs in his first outing.
Yeah, Oof. Yeah. And he's like, oh, you guys are just doing all this for show, but I've got the skill.
Yes, he's a grower, not a shower.
Yeah.
Right.
And all these chunkies, it's so funny that they can't even really win at the thing that they should win at, which is eating, because their fat doesn't allow their tummy to expand as much as Kobayashi's, for example.
Oh my God.
It's called hitting the fat wall. This is true. The stomach the stomach hits the fat wall.
Hits the iron wall.
Yeah. And then your stomach is like, well, you're too fat to eat anymore.
I did not know that.
Yes. So the top 5 fattest cities in America: McAllen, Texas; Memphis, Tennessee, which I'm a little surprised about Memphis, but they do have good barbecue; Augusta, Georgia; Shreveport, Louisiana, where I have been, and there's not a lot to do, so I understand why maybe food is a big deal. And then finally, we get to the Midwest.
Oh, well, everyone likes eating food. Everyone likes to go out and eat food.
Everyone loves food, and especially in Louisiana, they got oh my God, they're sweet and savory sometimes.
Yum.
And they're little dough balls.
Beignets?
Beignets.
Yum. I love beignets.
I know, I'd go fat off a beignet. Finally, the Midwest comes in with Dayton, Ohio, and they are tied for 5th with Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. So congratulations. If you are listening in one of those states, a round of applause. And we wish you the best, and keep on eating.
Keep on keeping on.
Keep on keeping on.
It'll loosen your Bible belt.
Indeed. Yes.
That's pretty good.
That is where they are. They are reading the scripture. They kind of skip over the parts about gluttony, but they get right to the fun stuff. Right to the fun stuff.
Oh, that's pretty good.
All right. Baba Vanga.
What?
Baba Vanga.
Baba.
She is a blind mystic.
Okay.
Do you know who this is?
No, I don't. Whoa.
Okay, that's
is that her?
That's her. She is a blind mystic.
Is she blind or eyeless?
She is eyeless. She is eyeless, which
Christ.
yeah.
Yeah, that's different. I don't think that's the same as blind.
She can't
I
see.
guess technically it's blind. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
There's no eyes. She has no eyes.
Whoa.
Right.
I'm blind too. Someone's like, well, do you have your eyes?
Yeah.
But because she's all blind and stuff and eyeless, like real monsters. Fantastic show. She has been able to predict certain things, and she has prophecies. Because look at her. She looks like...
You can't be psychic just because you're blind.
It helps. Because it opens up the mind's eye.
It opens up the sixth sense.
Yes.
Right.
So Baba Vanga, she has now said a lot is going to happen in 2025. She has predicted a few eye-opening things.
Oh, I mean, that's kind of fucked up to say to her.
I know.
Well, you really opened my eyes. She's like, must be nice. I can't tell.
Interestingly enough, though, she's dead. She
What?
died. She died
When?
In 1996.
What the fuck?
So
I just met her.
Yes,
I
I-
just met this woman. You're
I
telling
know.
me she died?
Oh, yeah. She's dead.
Come on.
Okay.
Wow.
So, but she did predict a lot of things. She predicted 9/11.
No, she didn't.
Yeah, she was like a bunch of planes are going to hit the building, and then Halliburton's going to get a big contract.
not a big building, or like the big buildings, or like did she name the buildings?
She said something about controlled explosions.
That's the thing about prophecies. They're
Holy
always
shit.
very, very.
I see fire. I'm seeing fire.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a lot of steel structure.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
They're very broad.
They are very broad. She also predicted Princess Diana's death.
Okay, how broad was that one?
Princess Diana's going to die at one point, you know.
She was correct. And then she also predicted the rise of China.
This lady can't miss.
I really
Can't
no.
miss.
I really want to see like how these predictions were. Researcher, where's the researcher?
Well, as you can see in this photo here, it looks as if she's holding a tangerine. So perhaps it was the citrus that really helped her think.
That's okay.
Someone said it's your eyeball.
It could be, yes. It could be her eyeball as well. She just holds them again, like the creature from Ah Real Monsters, which is currently streaming on Paramount Plus. And yes, I've been watching it.
Well, maybe she opens her hand like in Pan's Labyrinth. It's right here.
Oh,
the
that
palm.
I love that movie. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So she forecasted in 2025 that there was going to be earth-shattering earthquakes.
Oh.
And we just hit a 7.7 earthquake. Someplace in the world. Was it Japan?
Myanmar and China, I think, both got hit.
Wow.
Yes. So she's correct. And yes, is it a little broad? Is it a little vague, as they say? Sure.
Yeah.
But she also predicted that there's going to be war in Europe and worldwide economic disaster.
Oh.
Yes.
Vanga's frightening timeline for the end of humanity.
And she came up with all of this in the mid 90s. So this is in between episodes of Tool Time.
God, dude, I swear, what if she's just fucking with us?
She might be. She could just be making all this up, being like, I hope these motherfuckers believe
Earth will
it.
go to war with a civilization on Mars in the year 3005.
Yeah.
I believe it. The muskers, the muskheads that live up there.
What is that even? Oh, the muskers.
Yeah, it's going to be a bunch of scumbags.
They're going to have to be muskrats.
Yes, they're going to be a bunch of scumbags going up there. So she also claimed that the downfall of humanity begins this year. Whoa. It's beginning this year.
Yeah, no, we didn't need her to see that. We could tell.
This is why she's a mystic.
That's crazy.
But the world will officially end. Don't worry about it. No time soon. 5079.
Oh.
A conflict in Europe will devastate the continent's population in 2025.
Yeah. And what do we have?
What do we have?
Russia, Ukraine.
Yeah.
The world is on the brink of Dub 3.
Yep.
Yep.
Europe is arming themselves more than ever because the U.S. has stopped financing and supporting their militaries. So I think she might be onto something.
This is terrifying.
That earthquake was March 28th. Yeah, it was Myanmar. It was parts of Thailand, killed thousands of people.
Wow.
Hopefully some of them were pedophiles.
Well, I always like to think that.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
Thailand.
Yeah. Well, it's not the Thai people. It's the people who go to Thailand.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A bunch of people on vacation for sex tourism for children.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully they're gone.
Yeah, we've talked about this before. There was a guy that was way too into going to one of those countries, and the way he's talked about it, I was like, well, you get just to go away.
Yeah, he's like he's getting moist just thinking about it.
Yeah, real freaking nasty.
I'm sweating right now. I'm getting very nervous. I'm doing the math. How old I'll be in 2076.
We'll be dead, don't worry.
No, maybe
No,
not.
I won't.
2076, she might not be.
I'll be 90.
You'll be fine.
I'll be 84. I'll be fucking alive. I'll be alive and pissed.
Well, she says in 2028, as an energy source, we're going to start going to Venus.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then 2076, communism is going to spread across the world.
That's when I'll be 84 and I'll be really annoyed that I no longer have my mobility to give haircuts for burgers.
Oh my God. Also, be very careful you don't get deported.
Why
Did you
would
hear
I
that
get
story?
deported? No. Why would I get deported?
There was a hairstylist, and they thought he was part of the Trenga gang, one of these gangs.
Oh my God.
And they sent him to, where did they send him? Honduras or something?
Somewhere in South America, yeah.
El Salvador.
Yeah, he's in El Salvador. He's in an El Salvador prison. He's not a gang member.
That's insane.
Be careful.
That's so scary.
Be careful out there.
I need his papers.
I know. We're crazy. It's a crazy time. 2130, humans are going to make alien contact. But I actually think Bagavanga is a little wrong on that. I think we're going to make alien contact before that.
I think we already have.
Yeah.
It's a matter of communication.
I agree.
Telling the others that we've seen them. Or for them to just come out of the plain sight that they're hiding in.
Absolutely.
Kyle.
Hey.
Unzip yourself, Kyle. They're just as dumb as we imagine.
Blick, 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 glock.
Oh, wow.
I'm choking.
I do think, we may have met them in the 60s, and then they gave us all the Wi-Fi stuff, and that's why technology has exponentially increased very, very fast in the past 10 years. I mean, look at what's going to happen in 10 years from now. So perhaps that is alien technology.
Oh, this is terrifying. 2170, a drought will devastate much of the world.
Yeah,
Oh my God, I'm so thirsty. Does anyone have water?
Yeah, we'll see.
Essential.
Oh, nice. I do think that we're going to have water wars. I believe we're already in it. Isn't Nestle like killing a bunch of people?
They say they are lobbying to make it so that water is not a human right.
Yeah.
It's an asset to be coveted.
Mm-hmm. It's already that.
Deployed. Yeah.
So the water wars are going to happen for sure.
I'm so scared to be a human. Oh, this is terrifying. This is all so scary. Can we go back to the 90s?
Well, that's when she came up with all this shit.
Well, exactly. Back to the 90s where we're like, she has no eyes. Just let her say what she wants.
Yeah.
She's about to go.
So Baba Vanga, who's on TRL in 96? Who's going to be number one?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
The probably Backstreet Boys.
In sync again.
The person who I was referencing, by the way, he's not a gang member. U.S. deports a makeup
With
artist.
a hairstylist, right?
Yes, he's a hairstylist. They sent him to an El Salvador prison because he had a crown tattoo. Andre Jose Hernandez Ramiro. So hopefully he is going to live and come back because apparently he's also a citizen.
That's
Jesus.
so ridiculous. I mean, why did it go so far? Why didn't they just bring him why didn't they just catch this along the road?
They got to get it right.
They don't
definitely
care.
didn't.
Because they don't care.
Yep. So we'll see all of that.
And according to my calculator, I'm going to be 178 years old by the time the Earth goes through a devastating drought in 2170. And I do expect to be alive then, so I'm pretty annoyed that I'll have to go through that.
Persons of Interest is back, and it's bigger than ever.
That scream will echo in my head for many years.
Taser! Taser! He's gonna shoot!
Oi! Shot fired! Shots fired, shots fired.
Stay out! You got a gun on you!
He had the perfect aim.
I am absolutely stressed at that point. I have no idea where my officers are.
Persons of Interest available everywhere you get your podcasts.
Yeah, you maybe want to start hoarding the water now.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. I should cap this.
Yeah, I can. Let all those microplastics really get in there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's move on to a couple of interesting crime stories. I want to start with this one. It's about technology a little bit as well. So we mentioned the show Hollywood Demons. We mentioned that in the context of the Papa from Seventh Heaven, who was a child molester.
Stephen Collins.
This story is very strange. It explores this child actor. He was on Family Ties. His name is Brian Bonzal, right?
Okay.
And he had some addiction issues, and he ended up in prison. Now, this man is a victim here, so I want to make sure that is clear. He played Michael J. Fox's little brother on the show.
Aww.
While he was in jail, he met a now convicted serial rapist named Nathan Loeb. And This is so disturbing on so many levels. Nathan Loeb pretended to be the child star
Weird.
to get women to go out with him.
What? So he
And-
got released out of jail, and then the
Yes.
child star stayed in jail.
Yes. And then Nathan Loeb is like, what if I just become this guy?
It's like, what if I just say I'm him?
Yeah, because, all the gals, how women love child stars.
Everyone
Right.
loves child stars right now.
But apparently it worked.
Well, I mean, he does faintly look like him.
I don't know.
Well, it's tough. Did you see Dewey? The guy who played Dewey on Malcolm in the Middle?
Yes.
Have you seen him recently?
No.
You can't really tell when they get older. It's Google Dewey now.
Google the Dewey now.
They don't age. People don't age the way that you would expect them to.
Interesting.
So he says, Bonzal says, it's a really hard story to tell. For me, it's hard to not cry. He says there's definitely a feeling of guilt. It's so hard to explain. Those girls, they wanted to go on a date with me because I was a child actor. It even clicked in my head that I had met this person because some of the mistakes that I made. So he's like, fuck, if I never went to jail because I was doing drugs like all good child actors do, I never would have met this guy. It never would have been put into his head that this is a possibility. And perhaps he never would have done it. Of course,
He's
is also
blaming himself for it.
well, because he's a good-hearted
Poor
person.
guy. Yeah.
So this piece of trash, again, that was the man Loeb. He was convicted of raping 7 women over a 12-year period.
Wow.
In 2019, he was sentenced to 274 years in prison, so he will be around for the drought. Bonzell is now a musician, and he opens up about this whole ordeal again on this episode of Hollywood Demons. What a strange thing to have happen. Obviously, the victims are the women.
Yeah.
But then also him, where it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, this guy's a piece of garbage.
Isn't that crazy? It's one thing to have your identity stolen,
Right.
but then stolen and used for such a disgusting, nefarious thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you usually steal identities to get money out of it. And you're just trying to get, women.
Exactly. You're a psycho.
You're just
Yeah.
being fucking disgusting. I mean, imagine you're sitting in prison and then someone's like, hey, so we have a problem.
Yeah.
A bunch of girls have accused you of raping them over the last couple years.
It's probably the only
But
time ever you're happy to be in prison.
right. And
Yeah, he's like, "I've been in here."
He's like, yeah, there's no way I could have done that.
Thank my lucky stars. I'm a drug addict.
Literally have never left.
Never been happier to be in prison.
Right. That's crazy.
Bonzal recalls meeting this Loeb character. He says, I remember his crazy eyes. I met him in 2004 in jail when I was there for my second D-dub. And I was there for a couple or a few nights or whatever, I guess. He just really got obsessed with me
Oh my God.
right off the bat.
Oh, that's so weird. He was probably like, dude, I totally remember you, man. Oh, remember that show? Oh, man, you worked with this guy. What it was like to I bet you had a fucking great time, man. He was probably really, really annoying.
Yeah,
But
I'm
in
sure.
but in a dangerous way, you can't shut them up because you're terrified too.
Yes, and those are very scary.
Yeah.
Whew.
He's got soulless eyes.
Yeah,
He really does. And so he says, she just looked over at me and said, oh, you're the real Brian Bonzal. And I said, what does that mean? And she said, well, I dated a guy for 3 months who was nice at first. She had said that he was using my name to coax her into coming over and meeting him. So this guy was pretending to be this child actor for a long period of time with a series of women. Anyway, I just thought that's just one of those stories you don't expect to tell in your life.
No.
That's pretty insane. Also, that's why you can't fall for this whole starstruck stuff and using it as an excuse to go out with people thinking they're going to be a nice person, but you don't really know who they are.
You really don't. You really don't.
It's such a specific character from a show, too, that,
Right.
who would make that up?
Right.
It's
Right.
so weird.
It's not the most famous child star of all time.
Oh, shit, you're Michael J. Fox? No, I'm his younger brother, you remember? And kind of.
And they're like, oh, yeah, I think I do. Yeah, I guess that was you.
That's cool.
Yeah, they're just like, fuck yeah, let's go on a date with this child star guy.
Yeah, I still get SAG residuals.
Right. That's
pretty cool. I'm not going to brag, but I get an Applebee's coupon every week.
13 cents a quarter.
Right.
It's pretty cool. Apparently, the guy went far enough to get tattoos in the same place that Bonzal had tattoos, or at the very least, he had tattoos in the same places, which I would assume if he's going this far, he probably got those tattoos to pretend to be this guy.
He went method.
Oh my God.
Emphasis on the meth.
What a fucking nightmare. Well, it seems like Bonzel's main thing was the booze. Kept on drinking and driving.
Wow.
And you got to be careful of
And
that.
raping.
No, Bonzel's the innocent guy.
Oh, I thought I was okay. Yeah,
No, Loeb.
Loeb was probably, strangely enough, dead fucking sober.
Yeah, seriously.
Loeb, hold the ear.
Oh my God.
Yep.
All right. Another story of confusion,
Okay.
but in an entirely different way.
Okay.
A wife stabbed her husband. All right.
Not
All right.
confusing.
We've heard that.
I'm here so far.
Right? It's a
Yeah.
Mexican gal. Mexican gal.
Okay.
No, I'm not being racial.
Was that necessary?
No, I'm not being racist. She just is a Mexican gal
Okay.
who happened to stab her husband.
Okay.
That's all it is.
Sure.
Okay. That's all.
Yeah.
She said that she was going through his phone, right? As wives will do, and husbands will do.
Girlfriends and boyfriends do it sometimes.
Sure. I don't think it's a good thing.
I don't know why. I have no. Yeah.
What are you ever going to find?
If I have to worry about it, that's already the problem.
Exactly. So she's
What, Kyle? What?
This story already reminds me of someone that me and Ben have met before.
Who?
A lady, a Latina lady who was like, my husband called me a whore, and we were like, oh, we're so sorry to hear that. And she's like, no, I am a whore. I just told him I'm not. I'm that whore, and I stabbed him.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Wow.
she was funny.
That's pretty epic.
And then I was like, oh man, because she had big old fake knockers. And
Yeah.
stuff. And then I was like, oh, she's so cool and hot and stuff. And then people reminded me, no.
Don't do that.
Yeah, she
do
just
that.
told
Don't
you
do that.
she stabbed somebody.
But then I was like, maybe I could save her. And then, but I learned.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lessons.
Don't be Captain Save a Ho.
Anyway, so this Mexican woman, she's going through her husband's phone. All of a sudden, she sees all these pictures of him having sex with a woman.
Ooh.
And a younger woman.
A younger oof, right?
And
In the
she-
woman insecurities.
Yep, she fucking freaks out. She stabbed him multiple times on his arms and his legs.
Yikes. Damn.
Yes. However, the main issue is the photos were actually of her.
When she was younger.
Yeah. So she was like super cute, apparently. And all
Cuter than she remembers?
yes, but she forgets. So without asking him about the photos, she began attacking him. He finally got the knife away, and then he was like, lady, wife, these are you.
Whoa.
So the wife apparently didn't recognize herself because she was thinner, had makeup on, and was younger.
Oh my God. Who's this hot bitch?
Who is this slut?
Yeah. So not only was he not cheating on her, he was technically being kind of romantic and still was looking at young nudes
Yeah.
because he was in love with her still.
Holding on to the memories.
So sweet.
He's how
weird-
jealous of you to be jealous of your younger self.
Yeah, that's the height of insecurity right there.
It's like the movie Looper.
Yeah.
It's like
She goes back to kill herself.
Yeah. I can't believe you looked at that young chick. It was you. Yeah, but it's not me now, is it?
It's like, it's not me now. It's me back then. You're cheating on me now with old me, you son of a bitch.
Pretty fucking disgusting one.
Yeah, pretty gross.
gross.
Do you know how old you are right now? You sick fuck. It's like, I am also 17 in the photo. Are you not seeing?
Oh my God. So he's gonna recover. She
Oh,
is
that's
currently
good. She didn't kill him. How did she find out? I
So-
wonder when she found out.
She found the photos in an old email that had been transferred to his phone.
No, I wonder when she found out that they were her.
It must have been relatively soon.
It doesn't matter. It was after the stabbing.
It was after the stab, but was it like during the stabbing where he was like, "No, look at it again! Look at it again!"
She's like,
It's
oh, funk, one last one.
Well, you stood and take out the trash.
So Juan and Lenora, in a strange way, I think this couple is going to last.
You know,
Oh my God, them talking about this when they're 70.
It's going to be a funny story where all the kids are uncomfortable.
Yeah, where all the grandkids are like, "What the fuck are they telling the truth?" And then their parents are in the kitchen like, "Yeah, that was a true story. He definitely did that." Look
Yeah,
at
they're
the
not so
scar."
nice now, are they?
Yeah. Still want to go to their house on the weekends.
well, that lady that was telling me and Ben that story thought it was like a cute, fun story. So it's like, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, hey, maybe it is a Hawaiian thing.
Yeah.
I've had a cousin stab a cousin.
Fiery.
It was fun. It was all in good fun.
Yeah. I mean, that's an interesting one because it's a compliment, and there's many compliments in there.
Yeah.
She also thought that her husband could still He must look pretty good if she didn't realize that was him younger.
Yeah.
He must have aged fairly well.
Yeah.
So maybe she got lucky.
Yeah, it's weird because she noticed it was him, but she didn't notice that it was her.
Right.
And she also didn't remember anything about the room, the scene, the setting, nothing about that moment.
Right. And I'm assuming because
the time that they recorded themselves fucking.
Yeah. You would think she would recall that because back in the day, you'd have to set up a camcorder. You got a VHS tape you got to pop in there.
Yeah.
It'd be like, honey, we got to stop. The tape only lasts for 30 minutes. I got to flip the tape around.
Oh, yeah. The husband says that, sure.
Hey, there's a lot of guys with impotence issues, aka longevity.
Okay, sure. Yeah, that's pretty weird. Imagine if I was like going into my partner's house, I passed by a mirror and I'm like, who's this pretty bitch?
Who's this fucking bitch? Every day it's just like that. What's that TV show? Not Crossing Over. The one where you wake up as somebody different every day.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Quantum Leap.
Quantum Leap.
Quantum Leap.
Quantum Leap. Every episode. Every time you wake up, you're somebody new.
I never saw that episode. Is that what that shit is about?
Yeah, that's what every episode's about. One time he woke up as someone with Down syndrome.
And I had that Bullwinkle shirt on the other day.
So he was Kyle?
Yeah.
If you're not knowing what we're talking about, look up Bullwinkle Quantum Leap.
Also, Bullwinkle, that's the end.
Yeah.
It's not the Down syndrome part. Yeah. Also, speaking of technology, why is this Down syndrome thing? I love people with Down syndrome, by the way, just to clarify that. But why are they doing this whole sex thing with people? They're putting Down syndrome faces on like really sexy gals.
I'm trying to think.
That's a big thing. Yeah.
Is that really like a filter thing that's happening?
It's a filter thing. Yeah.
Is that on Instagram or is it on TikTok? Like, where's the filter available?
It's
both.
And I'm just like, I don't know what's going on.
What is that about? Because I thought originally it took me like I read all the comments. At first I didn't believe it was a filter. I was like, don't be mean. This little lady seems to work out.
Yeah. It's a girl with a slamming body and then obviously has the face of someone with Down syndrome.
Yeah.
And that's going to get clicks. People are just like, it's the same joke all the time. People are just like, if she's down, I'm down.
Right. Yeah. It's always that joke. It's always that joke. But yeah, that's kind of a strange thing.
What's I don't really get what the point is.
I don't know what the end game is, but they certainly get their subscriber count up.
Yeah.
That's weird.
I
don't know. Yeah, I just don't know.
But then there's the first woman with Down syndrome who became a Victoria's Secret model, and she's actually pretty, very attractive.
She is very attractive.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's a different world out there.
All right. What do you think about graveyard sex?
Cute.
Well, apparently it's illegal.
What? Where?
In Florida.
Well, if you're doing it on a gravestone.
Florida.
Yeah. This couple, Joseph Luke Brown and Stephanie K. Wegman. He's only 38. She's 46. They were banging on grave site number 43.
Well, yeah, maybe like directly on top of the person.
Yeah.
They do like they were voted most likely to fuck in a graveyard for sure.
They already look kind of dead.
Yeah.
She definitely has dead eyes, and he looks like he has no idea how he got there.
Well, he's definitely.
Well, he's got the keys. He works there.
Oh, yeah. He's one of the corpses. So they said the cops are also like, hey, you can't fuck on this graveyard. You're going to get cursed, and if the semen goes on the ground, you're going to wake him.
Yeah,
and then the person
you're going to ferment the dead body.
Exactly, and then they're going to come back from the grave, and we've seen what happens there.
Yeah. That's how that works.
So they also found methamphetamine, Xanax, and OxyContin.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
Shocker.
Yeah,
that's what she was getting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So apparently cops they were driving by the graveyard. They were doing graveyard shift. And they saw a white Nissan, but no one was in it. It was called the cemetery they were at. You know what it's called? Wild Cow Prairie.
Oh wow!
If you buried my grandma in Wild Cow Prairie, she would fucking kill you.
If you fuck someone I know in Wild Cow Prairie, that's also something that's not very nice.
But what if your grandma loved cows?
My grandma did not. My grandma had a disdain for all animals.
Yeah.
That's my German grandma was the nice one.
Yeah.
Well, she had a disdain for things too, but different than my American grandma. So apparently there was a bunch of graves, and then they were having sex on one, and then they identified them, and they thought at first they were grave robbers, but they're not grave robbers. They're grave fuckers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So Wegman was arrested on multiple drug charges and booked in the county jail, where she is being held without bond. And then Brown was transported from the cemetery to a local hospital because he had a pre-existing leg injury. Speaking of healthcare.
Yeah, they're like, oh, by the way, did you know that you have you have a spider vein that's getting infected?
Yeah.
Can you imagine following a guy high on meth that's like limping in a graveyard? Like, I'm gonna fuck that guy.
Yeah. I mean, God damn, look at that platypus looking motherfucker right there.
Looks like a cryptid. But I just love that. Yeah, the cops are like, sir, you have a pre-existing injury. We have to get you to the doctor right now.
We have to tend this, sir.
Yeah. And then apparently after that, a warrant's going to be sought for Brown.
Yeah.
But they don't know what they're going to charge him with. So maybe this saved his life.
How about public indecency?
At the Wild Cow Prairie Cemetery?
Wild Cow Prairie Cemetery. I mean, okay. Well, I mean, this is different, but I once went on the cutest little goth date in Hollywood Cemetery because, they show movies there and stuff.
Yes, I performed there many times.
Yes. And we saw the Addams Family and we walked around and looked at some of the grave sites and then we had a little kiss and it was so cute. We're like, look at us kissing in a graveyard. It's all gothy and
Who'd you kiss by?
No one in particular. It was
no celeb?
Yeah, no celeb. No, we were just having fun in the macabre vibes.
I saw this thing on Marilyn Monroe. She's buried in a mausoleum, which is the apartment complex for corpses.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the guy on top of her was like, he bought it. Like before she died, like when she died, he bought it.
Bury me face down.
That's what he said.
What?
Yeah, basically, he's like, I want to be above Marilyn for all of my days. And then she's like, can you leave this woman alone?
Oh my God.
Fucking leave. You kidding me?
You can't even die in this country.
You can't even die without getting harassed in this country.
And the one at Hollywood Cemetery, it's always leaking.
That's insane.
Have you seen that?
No.
It like leaks this brown substance. Like, it's nasty.
Oh my.
That's pretty gross.
Yeah, I don't know where I want my body to go, but I don't want to be in the apartment complex.
That's what I'm saying. Just burn me to a crisp, all right?
Yeah.
Fly away the ashes so no one can try to attack my body.
Yeah.
Or just have sex on it.
Yeah.
Don't do that. I feel like if I pass on, even if I entered like the pearly gates, there's still going to be someone on the side being like, "Hey, yo, mom."
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, "Come on, are you kidding?
Yeah.
Even here?"
Well, they're on the outside. They didn't get in.
No, they're on the outside. They're in the purgatory hallway.
Right, where they just constantly catcall, but never.
Yeah, but they never make any moves about it.
It must work at some point.
Oh, it does work at some point. I know friends who it's worked on. Wow. And shame on you. Shame on you all.
Well, they're part of the problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, Brown, he has an extensive criminal history, not just a pre-existing condition. He's got battery, domestic violence, larceny, reckless driving, meth possession, DUI, possession of drug paraphernalia. And then a judge described him as, quote, a habitual felony offender.
That sounds like many pre-existing conditions.
Yeah. And no word how he injured his leg. But I do love, it must have been bad for cops to care. I mean, cops don't give a fuck.
Cops don't fucking care.
So it must have been
They'll
like
be
off.
Do you know you're bleeding? Do you know you're bleeding down your leg? What's that? Is that a puncture wound from a needle?
Yep. He's apparently living in a mobile home that he purchased last year. By his parents bought him a mobile home.
Oh, that's nice.
Well, that's nice.
I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, he still
his parents
gets laid. Still gets laid.
At the Wild Cow Prairie.
At the Wild Cow Prairie Cemetery.
That's getting nuts.
I mean, hey.
Don't do it on bodies. Just take a cute little picnic blanket. Have your fun little rituals.
Yep.
Say goodbye to your relatives or say hello to your relatives, whatever you want to do. And then lean over a stone or two and...
We would go to and then have very good graveyard sex.
But not on top of any of the bodies.
Okay.
Yeah.
There was a bleeding tree in a cemetery in Stevens Point, Wisconsin. We would go there during Halloween.
It was on its period?
Yes, it was a woman.
Yeah.
It was a woman tree.
It was a free bleeder.
And it would bleed. Man, I saw half of this story. Half of this show is just saying, I saw. But anyway, the pads are getting bigger for women.
Yeah, the holes are getting bigger.
No, the pads.
The tree pads?
The bleed pads.
The bleed pads. Maybe we're bleeding at an exceedingly alarming amount.
Yeah.
Well, everyone in the comments section on that post was like, I'm a heavy bleeder. I love that. They were all happy about it. Like,
oh no. I can't stand that. I mean, it's just pain for me. I go through pain. I go through insufferable amounts of pain. And I'm like, it's not right that I go through this much pain like once a month. So I nipped it in the bud. I became a tree.
Oh,
that doesn't bleed.
You are a beautiful tree.
I am.
Speaking of beautiful, do we have any comments?
We do. We are seeing here everyone's mind is blown that the lady was jealous of her younger self.
Right? Isn't that
Yeah,
amazing?
so weird.
She must have been super hot.
I mean, Lori, it sounds like she has some history with stabbing people because she said she didn't want him dead anyways, or she would have gone for the torso or his groin.
That's so true. It's very interesting to learn that she only got him in the arms and legs.
Right.
It's like, oh, you're going to live through this, motherfucker. Stabs in the hand.
We're still married, by the way.
Yeah.
This isn't a divorce, by the way, Juan.
Oh, you're not escaping this, buddy.
Yeah.
That's gonna heal.
Oh, poor guy.
You can live without your pinky toe.
Yeah, at this point, I think they're just made for each other. He's all stabbed up, full of scars.
And apparently very in love with her.
I guess so. It's kind of a sweet story.
I mean, maybe
by
while he was
modern-
getting stabbed, he was always like, God, this is just like the first time I met you. It's
Right.
like I'm falling in love all over again.
Remember when we made that sex tape and then we made a snuff film where you stabbed me a bunch?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Thank you for that comment.
Yeah. Vanessa is very concerned. She said, Ben, in all caps, you can't save them.
Oh, I know. I am aware. You can't save everyone. I'm just trying to save myself.
Yeah.
And my career.
Yeah.
Anyone.
Yeah.
Anyone.
Lori said, just to put it out there, I've never stabbed anyone in real life, just in my head.
Oh, just
Oh, that's
30 times a day.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
30 times a day. How many people, if you could just snap your fingers and just be like, you're gone.
Yeah.
How many people do you think you'd kill a year?
A year. Recurring.
A year?
I think I would get all of my enemies out in like 5 tries, and then that's it. I think I'd be good.
Oh, just 5?
Yeah.
I think
I got some people that could go.
I would want to relocate them. I wouldn't want to like kill
No,
them.
they just disappear.
What, to like Mars or Venus or?
Like, what am I, PETA? I'm not here to euthanize them. I just want to.
Yeah.
I just want them away from my space.
Maybe send them to the fattest part of the country.
Yeah,
Take them over to beautiful Texas.
you know, where they can eat well.
Yeah, they can eat amazingly. All right. Anything else?
I think that's about it.
That's about it. Anyone with Baba Vega?
Yeah,
They don't believe her?
they're saying always trust a blind woman.
That's very
Oh,
true.
I'm terrified. I'm never gonna forget about that list. I'm actually gonna print that out and put that on the ceiling of my wall to help my insomnia. I need something to feel hopeless about at nighttime right now.
Yeah.
That seems good.
Vanessa feels better when she watches My 600-Pound Life.
Yeah, until you're eating
my
the same
God.
thing they are, and then you look down at your plate and you look down at your
shit.
gut and you're like, motherfucker, where's that doctor?
Oh shit.
Yeah.
All right.
You know.
Well, thank you all so much for listening. We'll be back Thursday and Friday. Tomorrow, a brand new Death and Entertainment comes out. It's about Kimbo Slice. So if you don't know who he is, you're going to learn a lot, and it's a very interesting story.
Yeah.
So thank you all so much for listening. Hail yourselves. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.